The effect of value of g on mass and weight. Mass. Mass is the amount of matter present in the object. The SI unit of mass is kg. Mass is a scalar quantity. Its value is same everywhere. Its value does not change even when we go to the another planet. According to Newton's first law, it is the measure of the inertia of an object. Higher the mass, higher is the inertia. Weight. The weight of an object is defined as the force with which the earth attracts the object. The force F on an object of mass m on the surface of the earth can be written by the equation W is equals to force, which is equals to m into g. Weight being a force, its SI unit is Newton. Also the weight being a force is a vector quantity and its direction is towards the center of the earth. As the value of g is not same everywhere, the weight of an object changes from place to place, though its mass is constant everywhere. Thus, weight is dependent on the acceleration due to gravity. Here, we can also see the difference between mass and weight in tabular form. Try to learn these differences between mass and weight and write it in your notebook. Do you know about gravitational waves? Waves are created on the surface of water when we drop a stone into it. You must have observed. Light is also a type of wave called the electromagnetic wave. Gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, microwave, radio waves are all different types of electromagnetic waves. Astronomical objects emit these waves and we receive them using some instruments. All our knowledge about the universe has been obtained through these waves. Gravitational waves are a very different type of waves. They have been called the waves of fabric of space-time. Einstein predicted their existence in 1916. These waves are very weak and it is very difficult to detect them. Scientists have constructed extremely sensitive instruments to detect the gravitational waves emitted by the astronomical sources. Among these, LIGO, Laser Interferometric Gravitational Wave Observatory, is prominent one. Exactly after 100 years of their prediction, scientists detected these waves coming from an astronomical source. Indian scientists have contributed significantly in this discovery. This discovery has opened a new path to obtain information about the universe. Free fall. Try this. Take a small stone, hold it in your hand. Which force is acting on the stone? We know that the force of gravity due to the earth acts on each and every object. When we are holding the stone in our hand, the stone was experiencing this force, but it was balanced by a force that we were applying on it in the opposite direction. As a result, the stone remained at rest. Once we release the stone from our hands, the only force that acts on it is the gravitational force of the earth, and the stone falls down under its influence. Whenever an object moves under the influence of the force of gravity alone, it is said to be falling freely. Thus, the released stone is in a free fall. In free fall, the initial velocity of the object is 0 and goes on increasing due to the acceleration due to gravity of the earth. During free fall, the frictional force due to the air opposes the motion of the object, and a buoyant force also acts on the object, as you can see during the skydiving and a vertical jump with the help of a parachute. Thus, a true free fall is possible only in vacuum, because here the opposite forces like frictional force or buoyant force are not acting. For a freely falling object, the velocity on reaching the earth and the time taken for it can be calculated using Newton's equation of motion. Here we can write, for free fall, the initial velocity u is equals to 0, the acceleration is equals to g, thus v is equals to gt instead of v is equals to at. S is equals to half gt square because u is equals to 0 here. V square is equals to 2gs because u is equals to 0. For calculating the motion of an object thrown upwards, the acceleration is negative, that is minus g. The magnitude of g is the same, but the velocity of the object decreases because of this negative acceleration. The moon and artificial satellites are moving only under the influence of gravitational field of the earth. Thus, they are in a state of free fall. Do you know the value of g is the same for all objects at a given place on the earth? Thus, any two objects, irrespective of their masses or any other properties, when dropped from the same height and falling freely, will reach the earth at the same time. Galileo is said to have performed an experiment around 1590 in the Italian city of Pisa. He dropped two spheres of different masses from the Leaning Tower of Pisa to demonstrate that both spheres reached the ground at the same time. When we drop a feather and a heavy stone at the same time from a height, they do not reach the earth at the same time. The feather experiences a buoyant force, that is upward force, and a frictional force due to air, and therefore floats and reaches the ground slowly, later than the heavy stone. The buoyant and frictional forces on the stone are much less than the weight of the stone, and thus it does not affect the speed of the stone much. But if this experiment is carried out in a vacuum, then it is shown that the stone and the feather indeed reaches the earth at the same time. Gravitational potential energy. The energy stored in an object because of its position or state is called potential energy. This energy is relative and it increases as we go to greater heights from the surface of the earth. Thus, you can see in the diagram, as the height increases, the gravitational potential energy also increases. We had assumed that potential energy of the object of mass m at a height h from the ground is mgh, and on the ground the potential energy is 0. When h is small compared to the radius of the earth, we can assume g to be constant and can use the above formula mgh. But for large values of h, the value of g decreases with the increase in h. For an object at infinite distance from the earth, the value of g is 0 and the earth's gravitational force does not act on the object. So it is more appropriate to assume the value of potential energy is 0 there. Thus, for smaller distances or heights, the potential energy is less than 0 or it is negative. When an object is at a height h from the surface of the earth, the potential energy can be given as minus capital G into capital M into small m upon capital R plus small h. Here capital G is the gravitational constant, capital M is the mass of the earth and capital R is the radius of earth. Escape velocity. We have seen that when a ball is thrown upwards, its velocity decreases because of the gravitation of the earth. The velocity becomes 0 after reaching a certain height, and after that the stone starts falling down. Its maximum height depends on the initial velocity. So according to Newton's third equation of motion, v square is equals to u square plus 2as. But here we know that v is equals to 0, a is equals to minus g. Therefore, substitute the value. 0 is equals to u square plus 2 into minus g into s. Thus, maximum height of the ball s is equals to minus u square upon 2g. Thus, higher the initial velocity u, the larger is the height reached by the ball. The reason for this is that the higher the initial velocity, the ball will oppose the gravity of the earth more and larger will be the height to which it can reach. This is applicable for the artificial satellite to be sent out of the earth's orbit. The force pulling the ball downward decreases as the ball goes up. If we keep increasing the initial velocity of the ball, it will reach larger and larger heights, and above particular value of initial velocity of the ball is able to overcome the downward pull by the earth and can escape the earth forever and will not fall back on the earth. This velocity is called escape velocity, written as v underscore esc. We can determine its value by using law of conservation of energy. Let us consider an object is going vertically upwards from the surface of the earth. So the mass of the object is m. Now on the surface of the earth, kinetic energy of the object is equals to half mv square. The potential energy is equals to minus g into capital M into small m upon capital R. Total energy E1 is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy is equals to half m into escape velocity square minus g into capital M into small m upon R. Now right hand side, at infinite distance from the earth, kinetic energy will be 0, potential energy will be equal to minus capital G into capital M into small m upon infinity, that is equals to 0. Therefore, total energy E2 is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy is equals to 0. From the principle of conservation of energy, E1 is equals to E2. Therefore, half into m into escape velocity square minus capital G into capital M into small m upon R is equals to 0. This means escape velocity square is equals to 2 into capital G into capital M upon capital R. This means escape velocity is equals to under root of 2 into capital G into capital M upon R. That means escape velocity is equals to under root of 2 into acceleration due to gravity into R, which is equals to, we can substitute the values because we know the value of G and R. So, escape velocity is equals to under root of 2 into 9.8 into 6.4 into 10 raised to the power 6. When we solve, we get 11.2 kilometer per second. This is the escape velocity. The spacecrafts which are sent to the moon or other planets have initial velocity larger than the escape velocity so that they can overcome Earth's gravitational attraction and can travel to these objects. Weightlessness in space. Space travelers as well as objects in the spacecraft appears to be floating. This is very interesting. Why does it happen? Though the spacecraft is at a height from the surface of the earth, the value of g there is not 0. In the space station, the value of g is only 11% less than the value on the surface of the earth. Thus, the height of the spacecraft is not the reason for their weightlessness. Their weightlessness is caused by their being in the state of free fall. Though the spacecraft is not falling on the earth because of its velocity along the orbit, the only force acting on it is gravitational force of the earth. Therefore, it is in the state of free fall. As the velocity of free fall does not depend on the properties of the object, the velocity of free fall is same for the spacecraft or the travelers and the objects in the craft. Thus, if a traveler releases an object from her hand, it will remain stationary and with respect to her, it will appear as weightless. You can see in the diagram, a plane is rising from 6000 meters height to a height about 8500 meters. When the plane reaches to a height of 8500 meters, it is reaching to a state of zero gravity. That means a person can feel weightlessness during a period of 20 seconds when the plane is at the height above 8500 meters. You can see in the figure, the people are carrying out experiments on weightlessness inside a plane.